Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to maintain the state of wish fulfilled. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Here we are continuing broadcasting from the beautiful island of Bonaire in the Dutch Caribbean. I have a powerful video for you today. This one creator said this: Tom, this was a serious opening of the floodgates for me. What was he referring to? He was, of course, referring to his consulting business taking off and his love life blooming, right? This was his story, but what went on? What was the shift within him? Because the business was always there. The love life was always there. What changed in him? There was a lot of questions, right, that he would ask on how do I maintain the state of wish fulfilled? How do I get to the state of wish fulfilled? This question is asked a lot in the reality creation circles. And what he realized after we talked, but after watching many videos and on the channel, and some of them that really resonated with him on this idea that you're already there, that everything is already there. It's your recognition, you're standing in that knowing that everything you want is all around you. And to see it and perceive it is to know it, is to be aware of it. That's how it always is. How do I maintain a state of wish fulfilled, or how do I get there? You are there, here and now. I am. I am's it. If there's one thing, one affirmation, one process, one technique that will be your go-to, it's your own awareness of being. Because you are the process, you are the technique. This was a serious opening of the floodgates for me. Well, the floodgates were always opened. And now he's allowing all that abundance, all that pent-up abundance that he was keeping at bay in his consulting practice and his love life, to realize it, to open, to experience it, to perceive it, to receive it. There's nothing more insanely powerful than the awareness and recognition that you are already that which you want to be. And you're always in fulfillment. That's why Neville Goddard said you're already that person you desire to be and want to be. It's your, right? It's your refusal to believe it is the only reason you don't see it. This is what he talks about. But you are fulfillment. I want to unpack this and talk about some of the ideas that we revisited in our conversation. You can continue to be derailed and devastated by the 3D world manifested conditions and circumstances. This was one of the conversations. I'm devastated. It always derails me. Or you can be still and know that they're always changing, but I am. Do you see it? You can be devastated and derailed by those changing circumstances, or annoyed, frustrated, disappointed. He felt them all. Or you can be still and know that they're always changing, but I am. But I am. That those conditions are always going to change, but I am. You can continue to be distracted and disturbed by your thoughts and feelings, trying to control them, asking, why am I thinking this? Why am I feeling this? Or you can be still and know that they're always changing, but I am. Do you see this? But I am. All of that's changing. Like Jesus said in the scene from The Chosen to his disciples, I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. Right? You can continue to assume that it can't be that simple. This is one of the conversations we had, right? And I've had with a few of you, right? That you need practical processes and steps, or you can be still and know, I am. In other words, I am the process. I am the steps. I've already taken the step. I am the awareness. Do you see this? This was really powerful today. So you can continue, just like the story in Scripture, and really as demonstrated beautifully in the show, The Chosen, the story about the life of Jesus, which I've talked about. that one scene in The Chosen. If you just go to that scene, just Google the pool of Bethesda, the healing at the pool of Bethesda in the show The Chosen, and that scene will come right up. That few-minute scene is an absolute masterclass in reality creation and creating your own reality and standing in the awareness of who you really are. You can continue to be paralyzed by the changing inner and outer circumstances, insisting that they matter, or you can be still and know you only need me. In other words, you only need your I am awareness. That's what Jesus said to the paralyzed man as he was complaining about the conditions, as he was really paralyzed by his thoughts and feelings and the people, events, and circumstances. Jesus says you don't need that pool. You don't need any of that. It means nothing. You only need me. You only need that awareness that you're already that person you desire to be. Jesus, your I am awareness to the paralyzed man at the pool of Bethesda. The insanely powerful scene from The Chosen, right, that I've talked about many times. He asked the man, do you want to be healed? In other words, the I am awareness is not recognizing that the person needs to be healed. Do you hear this? This was a question, I think, by one of you. He's not recognizing that there's the paralyzed condition. What he's saying is, do you want to perceive, see, and experience yourself and your world as whole, complete, and fulfilled? Jesus is recognizing the fulfillment, the completion, the wholeness of who that man already is. In other words, and remember, you play all the parts. You are I am awareness. You are the paralyzed man. You are the pool. You are the conditions. You're all of it. So do you want to see yourself as whole, complete, and fulfilled here and now? Or do you want to keep asking, how do I maintain a state of wish fulfilled? How do I maintain a state of fulfillment? How do I get there? What about how do I navigate and deal with 3D conditions? Well, what do I deal with fear and doubt in the changing thoughts and feelings? What do I do with all these changing appearances and forms? Do nothing. They mean nothing. Do less than you could possibly imagine, because they're always changing. Every time you look, every time you do something, they're changing. So do nothing but stand in the knowing that you're already there. Do you want to see, perceive, and experience yourself and your world as whole, complete, and fulfilled? Then Jesus, your I am awareness, says, okay, then let's go. Get up, pick up your mat, and walk. In other words, pick up your mat. Don't leave your mat there, because you're not going back. Do you see it? You're walking now in that knowing that no matter what the conditions are showing you, you are whole, complete, and healed. That's powerful, right? Get up, pick up your mat, because you're not staying here anymore. You're not coming back. You're walking in that new reality, that new fulfillment. You're dying to that old you, to that old identity, to those old conditions, to those old dead thoughts, those old dead feelings, and you're walking in that new state of who you are. And so it's not something you maintain, it's something you are. Fulfillment is something you already are. You don't maintain fulfillment. You don't get to fulfillment. You recognize that you're already there. Already is that key word that reality creation teachers, they all talk about it. It means it's here and now. That's why it's such a big word. So your state of wish fulfilled, in other words, what you desire, that ideal identity, right? Remember, if you desire it, means you already are it, or you couldn't desire it, you couldn't want it. You're there, you're already fulfilled. Is not determined, is not measured by anything that changes. Do you see how we're always measuring it, looking at it relative to the changing conditions, the changing thoughts and feelings, the changing people, events, and circumstances? We're measuring it, we're determining it by that. That whether they're outer appearances of people, events, and circumstances, or inner conditions of thoughts and feelings, I am is absolute. It's unchangeable. It's utter fulfillment no matter what the conditions. In Matthew 16:15, Jesus talking to his disciples, asking his disciples, But who do you say that I am? Not the conditions, not the changing forms, not the changing appearances, not what this person's saying to you or that person or your colleagues at work or your friends or family or anybody else or any changing conditions. Who do you say you are? But who do you say that I am? Right? And Simon Peter answers, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. In other words, you are source. You are fulfillment. You are that I am of Scripture. You're already that person you want to be. And then your I am awareness answers Peter, blessed are you because flesh and blood did not reveal that to you. In other words, the changing 3D circumstances and conditions of people, events, and circumstances, the changing thoughts and feelings didn't reveal that to you. They don't matter. They don't mean anything, right? But my Father who is in heaven, in other words, the source within you, that I am awareness, that who you are, that great I am that is already within you, that you are one with. But at the same time, that's also greater than you because it's every possibility, not just your focused reality or your focused wishes and desires, but all wishes and desires that you could ever imagine are already completed and within you. The Father and I are one, but the Father is greater than I. That's what that means. It's always greater than what you could possibly be aware or conscious of at any one moment. But you are all those realities, you're all those forms, you're all those possibilities, as we talked about in yesterday's video. It really is that easy and natural. It really is. This guy gets it now. It really is easy and natural. It's supposed to be what's natural is easy. And I am is your nature. It's natural. It's natural to be fulfilled. It's natural to know that your desires are fulfilled, that everything you want is already there. That's natural. It's unnatural to believe or to fear or to doubt that they're not fulfilled. That's not your nature. Right? And we talked about, he really loved those videos where we did a 3-step process, right? We do talk about processes now and then, right? Because you are the process. We talked about the AIM method, right? I've called it the AIM method, the AIM process, right? The AIM technique. The first step is assuming with the A, assuming what you want and desire is already yours. Just assume it. Assume if you desire it, you want it, it's already yours. That's the A. And then the I is imagine. A 2 to 3 second imaginal scene or image or affirmation. It doesn't matter. If you can't see it, affirm it. Assume it, right? That implies it's done. An affirmation, a mantra, a scene, a simple scene that you can imagine, that you can see. First person or third person, it doesn't matter. Just imagine it. Yes, put yourself in the scene and see through your imaginal eyes. But if you struggle with that because you don't want to struggle, then see it like a movie. It doesn't matter. Your source. It's all taking place within you anyway. You're already the identity and version of for whom and through whom that desired reality is real. That's the I. And then M is move. Move in, walk in the knowing. Get up. Let's go. Get up. Pick up your mat. You're not going back. And walk, right? Move. Walk in the knowing that all circumstances are unfolding perfectly. That was the significance of even Simon saying to that paralyzed man, don't forget your bed. Don't forget your mat. And the paralyzed man, this is at the end of that scene. Google it, guys. It's there. At the end of the scene, the paralyzed man goes, why does that matter? And Simon says, you're not going back. That life's over. In other words, that identity, I get a tingle when I said that. That identity's gone. You're no longer that person. You're no longer paralyzed. Alternative parallel realities. You're no longer paralyzed by those thoughts and feelings, by those conditions, by any changing conditions, by anything out there, or anything in there that's a thought and feeling that's changing, any of these temporary manifested conditions. You're not paralyzed by any of them. You're not going back. You're seeing every circumstance now. You're moving in the knowing that everything's unfolding perfectly, no matter what they look like, no matter how they appear. Pick up your mat and walk, because you're not going back. That life is over, as Simon said to him in that scene. Watch that scene, right? Don't forget your bed. It doesn't matter, because you're not going. Why does it matter? Because it doesn't matter. Because it's that you're not going back, because the circumstances and conditions don't matter. You're not going back to that old life. That's how to maintain the state of wish fulfilled. That's the insanely powerful technique, or the insanely powerful process that you are. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel. We just announced our next live stream on the membership channel, and it's next weekend, next Sunday, this coming Sunday, right? August 11th, 2024 at 9 a.m. AST, Bonaire time. And so tune in, right? Oh, not at 9 a.m., sorry, at 12 noon Bonaire time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific time US. So it's the normal time that we do our live streams, 9 a.m. Pacific time US, or 12 noon AST, or Bonaire time, just to be clear. There's an announcement. If you're a member of the membership channel, you'll be getting that announcement. That notification probably already came to you. There's a link in the announcement that I did on the community board. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. We're going to answer your questions. And we're going to really do a lot in the chat in this particular live stream, where we're going to answer your questions while we're in the chat together. Creators, with great love, but you can send your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.